I'm totally fangirling this episode because we have the iconic Taylor Dayne.
And we are telling you where to go with your kids during winter break.
Welcome back to Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea every single week on how to live your best Long Island life. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Sharon. Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks. I'm so excited about today's show.
Yeah.
Two major reasons. Okay. Taylor Dayne.
Yes.
Iconic. Wait till you hear this interview that we have in a minute with her. She is so fun.
She's so fun.
I'm so excited about her show, February 20th at the Paramount in Huntington. I'm like, I can't believe I talked to Taylor Dayne.
We hung out.
She's so awesome. She's my friend. She's our friend.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine? Okay, next, Michael, Lisa. He doesn't even know who that is.
No.
Lisa and Cult Jam. They're amazing. Also incredible from my generation. And I heard she lives in the East Setauket. Yeah, Carrie's sitting in today. Do you know who Lisa is? Yeah, Lisa. Oh, she's like my mom. Yeah, of course. Lost in Emotion. Anyway, so many amazing, talented singers and artists and entertainers from Long Island, and we're just going through. We're just vibing with all of them.
We are checking boxes. I love it.
It's so. Anyway, wait till you hear Taylor's amazing, and the other reason is because of our incredible taste of Long Island. Where we're going to drink margaritas, but we're waiting. So I have to say something first before we can get to that, Sharon.
Yes, ma'am.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah.
It's a week. It's been a week.
Yep.
Continues to be a week.
It's, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm definitely overstimulated.
Yes.
Mentally and emotionally.
Yeah. Yep.
I've been on it's been an emotional roller coaster, and it continues.
It continues.
Yeah. It's a crazy week. I feel like not sleeping, even more so than normal. Thomas has been in the city,
right?
Working this week. And it's so funny. I was saying that to somebody and they were like, "You mean New York City?" I'm like, "Listen,
somebody from here?
No.
Okay.
Somebody in my family or something. Like, you mean New York City?" And I'm like, "I can't do this with you right now. I can't. You've got to know that the city,
the lingo,
the city is New York City."
Yes.
Stop.
That's funny.
I can't mansplain everything to you. So I don't sleep as well when he's not here because I'm constantly envisioning home invasion.
Yeah, I hate that.
Terrified,
petrified. I am petrified. You have a lot of dogs though, so it's good.
I do. And so I told you, when Thomas isn't there, my dog Duke inches up and pretty much sleeps in the spot. And the worst part is because Duke is very chill and relaxed.
Right.
And the worst part is this morning at 5 a.m. I heard some thud, and I have a fan on. I have all sorts of noise, white noise going on because I have such a hard time sleeping. So I thought, oh, maybe, and then Duke pops up, and I'm like, here we go.
Here it is. It's happening.
Home invasion.
Oh my God, that's so scary.
When Duke's pops his head up, he's alert, staring at the door. I'm like, don't do that.
Right.
Anyway, so I might fall asleep in the middle of the episode.
I don't know. I think something's happening. I think Leo's in Saturn or something like that right now.
Okay.
I have been having really weird nightmares all week.
Oh no.
Weird nightmares. I woke up crying hysterical. That woke me up.
Oh my God.
And I was like,
Sharon,
it's just bad.
Okay, we're going to get to the taste of, but let's just go ahead and toast these margaritas right now because we need them.
Yes.
From Besitos, and we'll tell you about it, but we're going to finish our How You Doing first. But thank you, Besitos. You have no idea how badly.
It's delicious.
And speaking of Huntington, Besitos is right there, and it's always my go-to place.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Before the show.
Yes.
And it will probably be you'll probably see me there on February 20th.
Yeah. So are we
just
still
do it.
Okay.
May as well. We're drinking
we're going in. We are drinking some delicious margaritas from Besito's Mexican Restaurants. There is multiple locations. You just mentioned Huntington, Roslyn. There's one in West Islip. We're drinking these because it's National Margarita Day on February 22nd.
Yeah, it's a duty. It's not because we, want to for the show. It's because it's our job to inform our hot teas.
But with its vibrant atmosphere and expertly crafted margaritas, Besito is the ultimate destination for festive celebration. Today, you're drinking the La Paloma, and I am drinking the Watermelon Margarita.
So good.
You can pair your drink with their mouth-watering Mexican cuisine and enjoy an unforgettable experience. Whether you're gathering with friends or just treating yourself, Besito's warm, inviting ambience makes it the ideal place to celebrate. For more details on how to make a reservation or see their incredible menu, visit besitomexican.com. Again, it's besitomexican.com.
It's so good, you guys.
It's so good.
My La Paloma, which is grapefruit juice. That's what a La Paloma is. It's like margarita with grapefruit juice.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's so tart. I love it.
I kind of feel like I'm on an island somewhere.
Yeah,
right
you're
now.
drinking watermelon. Yeah.
So good.
And they also gave us they're also famous for their tableside guac.
So good.
And they gave us some tableside guacamole, which is incredible. And the other thing,
I actually need to go there. I'm sorry, because at the end of your meal, when you give your check, they give you worry dolls.
Yep.
That you put under your pillow.
Yeah, and I literally have one on my nightstand.
Yeah.
So like Besitos is part of my life. I love it. So thank you to our incredible partners who make our Taste of Long Island come to life on these episodes. And if you would like to be a partner or provide our Taste of Long Island, just email us at spill the tea, right?
Yeah.
Spill the tea at
discoverlongisland.com.
Right. I'm like,
only 4 years.
I just took a nap. I just stroked out. I don't even know what's happening. Okay. So I'm going to go a little bit back to the how you doing, because it's been such a crazy week, and we had the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And I don't even want to talk about it because it's been so long ago. I was like, I just looked at my notes. I'm like, that's this episode, because that seems like 1,000 years ago. And
we did multiple recordings this week too.
Yeah, because of our Taylor interview, which is totally worth it. But the best part about the Super Bowl is that our Discover Long Island commercial was on right before the kickoff.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Kendrick Lamar's jeans.
Oh my God.
But yes, you're right. Sorry.
I am excited about Kendrick Lamar. And I said to Tegan last night, I still have my True Religion flare jeans.
God, do you?
It's one of the few things. I don't save anything.
Oh, man.
And I loved my True Religion flare jeans.
Yeah.
I told her last night, I'm like, I'm digging them out.
Yeah, you have to. There's so many TikToks of women doing
Gen
that.
X flare jeans.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
I'm ready to Michael's just looking at me like I'm crazy. And now it's going to, but then watch this. I'm going to be like, it's going to be are they going to fit?
Yeah.
And not that it's not a weight thing as much. I don't think my weight has changed that much since then, but it's just the body.
Proportionary.
The body. They're the
low rise.
Super low rise, which used to be cute on me. And when you get older, it's not so cute, Sharon. It's not as cute as it used to be. You got it. That's why they call them mom jeans.
Yeah.
They get higher and higher. The buckle.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so no, I loved it, but I was really excited about our commercial.
Yeah, it was incredible. I loved seeing it, first of all. And one of the actresses in the commercial saw herself, and Michael got it, saw it on TikTok.
Yeah.
And he asked to reuse it. The whole family celebrating her on
it was so
live on
cute.
television.
It was on TikTok.
Cute.
I reposted on my Instagram too, and it was so cute because she's like, "There I am," and her whole family's like cheering about the Discover Long Island.
Like, it's so cute.
She's like, "That's me. I'm at the Super Bowl."
Yeah.
How cool! And then we were talking to Alfredo today, our international consultant, who's constantly in the air, and he was like, "Did you guys know that if you were on a plane on either any Delta flight or any American Airlines flight during the Super Bowl, because when you watch live TV on those flights, when they pull local channels, they pull New York stations.
Right.
And so we were only in the New York metro area, but they pull from the New York metro area. So everybody on all the flights saw us in our commercial, and he's like, my phone blew up. Everyone was like, oh my God, Discover Long Island. How did you guys get in the Super Bowl?
That was so cool.
They thought we were on national Super Bowl, but no, it was amazing. And our commercials are going to, if you're ever watching, or if you're going to be watching the upcoming iHeart Music, iHeart, what is it? iHeart Music? iHeart
Media?
iHeart Music Awards.
The iHeart Music Awards.
Okay.
And the Live golf tournaments. We've got, and a ton of others. So you're going to be seeing our ads.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible.
On Fox. If you're tuned into Fox network. was just covering all of that great content. So yay, we've been busy. And then the other thing we did is because we got the Ryder Cup coming up. Mm-hmm. And so last weekend, the same Super Bowl weekend, was the Phoenix Open, which is, they get like between 500,000 and 600,000 attendees.
It's crazy.
During the Phoenix Open. It's wild. Yeah. And it's one of the top PGA golf events in the country, most attended. So, of course, we had to let everybody know that we're the home of the Ryder Cup.
Yes.
Okay. Phoenix Open. Just sorry, awesome. Maybe not the most premier thing this year because it's going to be on Long Island. And so we had aerial banners flying around. So cool. We did like an Uber swarm where we wrapped Uber cars with the home of the Ryder Cup. Yeah. And I can't tell you, people, I got another one on LinkedIn last night. People were taking pictures. Yeah. So many people were like texting me pictures like, oh my gosh, it's Long Island. We see you. We see you. It was like really cool.
I love the vendor that we use for the banner ads. He immediately, within like 5 minutes of them going up, he sent us a video. It was so cool.
It was so cool. And the video of the plane landing to catch it, that was awesome. No, we have been, which is why I think we're so exhausted and we're having a mental breakdown. It's because we've been on like coast to coast. Yeah. Marketing everywhere. Super Bowl, Phoenix Open, Ryder Cup. I mean, that doesn't include any of our normal programming.
Daily activities.
Oh my God. And then it snowed.
Yeah. What a weird snowstorm.
Yeah, it wasn't good. We wanted it to cancel everything. It was like meh. Couple inches.
Undelivered.
I know, we were so excited. Everyone's like, the snow is coming.
A couple things were happening the next day. We're like, hope it gets canceled.
I was ready. I told you, I didn't sleep all night because I kept waking up checking. Is it canceled? Is it canceled? Is it canceled? Mm-hmm. And then the roads are fine.
Yeah, totally fine.
I was like, ugh. I guess we'll go to work.
Yeah, and today it's like sweltering in here.
Didn't even wear my jacket.
It's so hot.
Didn't even wear my jacket. It's like, it's crazy.
It is. But then this weekend we're getting like ridiculous.
I don't even know. I can't
Do you
keep
watch
up.
Sam Champion in the morning?
Of course.
He's so adorable. He was like talking about the weather this week, and he's like, I'm just warning you. I'm just warning you. Stay with me. It's going to change again. He keeps saying that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, that's some clickbait.
Yeah.
Sam Champion.
I love him.
Okay, but now I'm intrigued. And Valentine's is this weekend. All my packages are delayed.
Oh, no.
Because of quote-unquote extreme weather. I'm like, what?
What?
I don't know what's happening in the country, but I sent like little Valentines to Penelope and to Kenzie in their dorms and everything. And I'm like, and then I had a package coming for Thomas. I don't know. Nothing's going to make it. And I sent it like on the 8th. Like,
wow.
Early. Yeah.
That's weird.
Okay. So it's not like it wasn't totally last minute.
Right.
And nothing's going to make it. Whatever. I also did a really cool thing. I went to the planting fields.
Yeah.
For this big announcement that they're going to make. And I just have to give you like a quick review that in their greenhouse, Cornelias, I think. Mm-hmm. Camellias. Oh, thank you. Michael was ready to correct me. The camellia green. They were so beautiful.
Aww.
And it's so cool on like kind of these snowy, dark, some dreary days to go into this greenhouse and just be surrounded by beautiful, colorful flowers.
Oh, that's amazing.
They're blooming through February if you want to go.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. If anybody wants to go, it's totally worth it. It's so beautiful. And then, we got President's Week and are you planning anything? Are your kids all off school next week?
Yeah. I'm going to take Tuesday. I'm hoping to go skiing, but it's the weather. Like if it's going to be pouring rain, I'm not going to like make the trip and be stuck in the rain in icy conditions and break my arm like Missy.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. So I'm hoping to go skiing.
Do you have a reservation?
No, we go to that little community.
Yeah.
It's like,
okay. I just feel like, I would love to go ski, but like the winter break week is the prices go through the roof.
Yeah.
For that whole week, everywhere you go.
The big mountains, yeah. But I go to that little tiny mountain.
Your like your secret spot. All right. Well, so we've got some tips for you about what to do with the kiddos for the winter break. We have a lot of stuff going on Long Island. For the best like roundup of ideas, you should go to our TikTok. Yeah. Because we're totally focusing on winter break and what to do, kids' activities and families on our TikTok. Our Long Island, New York TikTok, right? Yeah. So, because we also have Discover Long Island TikTok and the Long Island Tea TikTok. So,
yes, the Long Island, New York TikTok, go visit because they're like pounding them out. It's awesome. But we also have our blog. We love to give you a little sneak peek on the blog about President's Day and winter break. indoor activities like the Long Island Aquarium in Riverhead, Vanderbilt Museum and Planetarium in Centerport, RPM Raceway. So
it's
this
a great
is
one.
Exciting. I don't know if we can announce it actually.
I don't think.
Okay.
No.
All
Listen,
right. We've
got a lot. Listen, and planting fields. I went to an announcement that we can't announce either.
Okay.
So just you got to stay tuned because we've got some big announcements coming for you.
Yes. But other places like X Golf in Comac, I love X Golf. Cool. It's so fun. And then Hugh Studio Fine Arts Academy in Rockville Center. That's fun. And this is something I am actually going to do with the kids, United Skates.
That's super fun.
In Seaford. It is so fun. It like brings you back.
I need to do this.
You really do. Like DJ, the guy coming out and like dancing on his skates. Like it's fun.
That there's so much to do all year round and to take your kids to do on Long Island. I mean, we didn't even talk about a lot of them like Urban Air. There's a million.
But that's why we have the blog.
Yeah. Go to the blog and watch our social media and our TikToks and stuff. But also on the blog, Sharon, just interesting because the family fun week is President's Day week. Mm-hmm. So everybody's off on President's Day.
Right.
And there's some really cool stuff on the blog about like, you don't realize how much presidential history is on Long Island. So, Teddy Roosevelt's house is here. They called it the first summer White House. Mm-hmm. His year-round home was here. It's a national park now. And Sagdecoast Manor is amazing. And like Montauk Lighthouse was commissioned by George Washington. Yes. I mean, so we're going to obviously tell you all the fun stuff, but if you want to do some educational stuff with your kids too, or just, celebrate presidential history.
It's amazing.
I know. And one more thing that's going on this month, because why not? This is why we're so tired. Mm-hmm. Could anything else cram into February, which is, by the way, the shortest month of the year?
Right.
Just cram it all in.
Yes.
Black History Month.
Yes.
But there's so much cool Black history on Long Island too that people are not aware of. And we also have a blog about that.
Yes. We do have a fun fact, though.
Let's hear it.
From 1911 to 1915, Booker T. Washington, one of the most prominent African-American leaders of his time, spent his summers in Northport. Washington was an educator, author, and advisor to U.S. presidents. How?
That's cool.
See?
Yep. President's Day. It all ties in. It all comes together.
Yes. So he was instrumental in advocating for the education and advancement of Black African Americans. And his summer residence in Northport is a reminder of his legacy and dedication to the empowerment of African Americans.
I love it. I had no idea about that.
All right.
No, I mean, there's so much influence that takes place here on Long Island that people really have no idea about. Mm-hmm. It's funny. I was talking to somebody today about economic development on Long Island. Mm-hmm. And it's somebody not from Long Island, it's somebody's like an expert, somebody somewhere else on economic development. They were like, oh yeah. And it's so important to diversify, beyond tourism. And I was like, oh girl, no, tourism is like number 5 in economic development here. I'm like, it's manufacturing, it's technology, it's life sciences. Mm-hmm. It's healthcare. Yeah. I'm like, there's so much industry here. There's so much influence here. And people, they were like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm like, our office sits in the second largest industrial park in the country.
Yeah.
The Hauppauge Industrial Park, second only to Silicon Valley.
Right.
And it's just amazing to know. And that's why we love what we do, because we get to share, the influence of Long Island, the history of Long Island, presidential history, Black history, because we don't want these people and this great work and the great legacy, they love to be forgotten.
Right. And next month is Women's History, so I can't wait to get into that.
We've got some plans for that.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Okay, so before we get to anything else, I can't delay this Taylor interview. I'm so excited. She's so amazing. Here's Taylor. Okay, Sharon, this is like bucket list for me.
Come true.
When I moved to Long Island, you could tell me I was going to be doing a lot of things, but interviewing Taylor Dayne was not one of them. I'm so excited.
So excited.
Taylor Dayne, just like, I'm dead. I'm dead right now. I can't even. I've been, obviously, we're huge fans, and I've been like huge fans since high school. I can sing all of your songs by heart. I've actually seen you perform live. You blew me away.
Really? Okay, so I need to know where.
Okay, you'll not remember this probably because this was back when I was in college. But
guaranteed I won't.
Okay, exactly. You're constantly doing this every night. But let me tell you the story. So I was in Vegas, and it was my father-in-law's like national optometry conference or something, and it was you and Hall & Oates. And
yes, I remember that show.
Do you remember? Because here's the deal. I
fell in love that night. I was with a man I went to. Yes, I do remember the show. It was it was some sort of private thing, though.
It was a private convention. Yeah. But do you remember? Yeah. It was funny because you came out and you were just like amazing, tearing up the show. And then you made kind of like a comment like, you better enjoy it because those, this is it for the night. Because Hall & Oates didn't end up coming out. There was I'm doing air quotes if you're listening. One of them had a reaction to a prescribed medicine. We're like, okay, that was a very specific reason. But you had to cover for all of them, and I will tell you, everybody was like sweating it on the dance floor.
That's awesome.
You had that whole room. And that's not easy. I think the private events are harder.
Yeah,
because everybody was on their feet.
Your audience could. It's a hit and miss. It's your corp. It's a corp show we call them, and it could go either way. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'll never forget it. You rocked it, and nobody was missing Hall & Oates. You just were so amazing. It was awesome. And so those of you that don't know, like I'm sure our listeners know, I mean, your songs. Like the soundtrack of my growing up. Of course, "Tell It to My Heart" was your breakout, right? #1 crazy hit. Sure. But "Love Will Lead You Back," I think might have been my favorite. I mean, because when you're so powerful, you're like feeling that song. What about you, Sharon? What about some of yours?
I was going to say Love Will Lead You Back
is your
I remember
favorite?
Going to sleep at night listening to that song.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
But so many also I love "Don't Rush Me." I love that song. Yeah. It's just you've got such great music, and then "Every Little Beat of My Heart." I mean, so many classics, and look at you still performing. What an incredible sustained career over decades. What do you think your secret is?
I see, it's funny. Last night I was at, I live in Santa Barbara, and last night I was at, what is the secret? The secret is that you don't stop, won't stop is one weird cliche, but also because you really have something to say. Mm-hmm. I have so many wish list goals and things I want to say, and passion for me is just as high as when I was, except it's not as survivalist. Mm-hmm. Now I love, enjoy, thrive in a environment where we're collaborating. Whereas before, if I don't get out of this house, I'm going to kill myself. I mean, I was 18 too.
Yeah.
Those things happen when you're a very young age, but all those years leading up to it is why success was so paramount, and then why you basically, as a kid, when you're young like that, it's very difficult to enjoy it. The 20s are probably our hardest navigational times. Mm-hmm. And think about it, I got my dream come true, but then you're like, oh geez, now what do you do with it?
Yeah.
How do I feel? What are whole feelings? So I mean, how do you react? How does your mental health? How do you continue this? You're not coached on how to deal with fame. You're coached on how to deal with being a great basketball player. And, there's certain things, but I was an athlete. And now the sustainability is I treat myself like an athlete. I train like an athlete. I'm disciplined like that when it comes to, I have the best creative directors. I have my coaches, my best creative directors, my best MDs, people that will help me now challenge myself and make my beauty, those greatest hits are one part of it. And I look at a career now, I mean, it's moved in so many genres. I've been in TV, film, theater, and that's what keeps me sustained and continuing to challenge and go for it.
Yeah, well, over the years, and even really recently, I've heard a lot of your interviews. I heard you on Sirius talking to Lisa Loeb. I mean, again, I just, we follow you and love what you do. And I think listening to you over the years, the way you started and the way you've, are still today performing, I think you're right. It's really the grind. You work so hard, and you always have since day one. You talked about, being in New York City and just going to the clubs. It's not like today where you just put a song on TikTok or YouTube. You've been working hard since day one, and having been in your
it's a different platform. Now they're inundated. So in order for you to find your way through the market, like we never had direct contact with fans. Like you just don't, without getting in your car, in your van, in your bus, and going to a venue. Played live.
The good old days. And that's why I think you're so
There's
good.
no record label. You could send a million tapes that was like, oh, geez, this tape is just better than. You had to form relationships, be out there, and right time, right place. And, that's how it worked for me. But we had already recorded. I had produced, recorded Tell It to My Heart, Prove Your Love. We already financed that. These were the same writers, Don't Rush Me. I had been the background singer on. So it's kind of, we were really part of our process.
Well, and for those that love Taylor and want to see her, again, still performing. She's going to be at the Paramount, which is it's one of the best theaters in the country. It's always named one of the top music venues, on February 20th, right here in Huntington. So we're very, very excited for your show. And
I'm just going to give you a little bit of history so you understand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Hall & Oates, their manager, Brian Doyle, who opened Paramount in Huntington.
Oh, wow.
He lived out east. So I've known that venue when it used to be like the Huntington Performing Arts Center. Yeah. And I used to live in Lloyd Harbor up there.
Wow.
That's awesome. And you get
How funny is that?
You're playing.
So I saw Brian recently, and he's like, he's done a phenomenal job taking that PAC Center, and they turned it into Paramount. It's a premier venue, and I think now Live Nation has it. But yeah, Brian.
That was recent. But you're going to be playing back on your home turf. Are you excited?
Oh, I love that venue.
Yeah.
And then I'm getting those Randy calls. Those randoms. Hey, we want to get in the foundation. Like, dude, I haven't seen you in like 20 freaking years. Like, I love you, but like I got.
You know what's amazing is that our hot teas are going to be entering to win 2 tickets to your performance. We're so excited. They are going to be giving 2 tickets away to your show, and everyone can learn more about this on Instagram at Long Island Tea Podcast.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so we're excited to give away the tickets and to make people, make people aware that you're going to be here, because it's hard to cut through the noise these days, right? Let people know what's going on. So we're excited.
Of course, there's so much. I know.
But Taylor, I want to talk about something kind of serious, and it's very it's hitting me with my age right now too. So you said you still have a lot to say, and you went through a really serious health crisis in I think 2021. And it's so funny. I was talking to my husband about it this morning, because I was like, I get to talk to Taylor Dayne, and I'm so excited because, you were diagnosed with colon cancer, and it's one of the things I'm going to tell you, and I need to do it. I have not gotten my colonoscopy yet, and it's one of those things I keep putting off, and I'm kind of scared to get it done. I was just talking about it, and so I'm really, and then you went through it, and you were 10 inches of your colon, right, was taken out.
Back doctor didn't tell me. At least.
And then, but then
listen, that's not where you have to go. Right now, what you have to do is get out of your mindset that I'm putting something off. Like, we are our own, like there's generals, there's soldiers, there's people that we put in line that, when we're working through a team and then we're working to conquer something. One of them is our fears, right? We're trying to conquer a big fear and a stigma that's attached to going in and not knowing is better than knowing, and all these other. But let me tell you something. If you're a mom, if you're in a family, and if you're this, like, at a certain point, I went at 52, 53. Like, I had put it off, and then it was just like no longer, one doctor said, you just got to do it. And then I went, and they were like, we're removing your colon, and everything went just like freaking. And I was like, what? No. Pump the brakes, slow down. What does that even mean? What does that mean? Oh, you have 75 polyps. I'm like 75, and I was waking up from anesthesia. So no doctor is your lifeline. No doctor is going to tell you exactly what you want to hear. So it's then your job to pick it apart and figure it out. And I was 75 polyps, not 75, as he told me when I'm coming out of anesthesia. And I said, let's do DNA testing. Let's make sure that I'm prone. And you start asking questions, and that's the first sign that you are still alive, relevant, intelligent, and will start taking care of yourself. You become your own best advocate. And then you have a support system around you that will help you if you do get sick like that. What happened with me was very simple. I chose not to cut out my entire colon based on one person's, reaction to how many polyps I had. And I've spent the last 6 years or 5 years after that going every 6 months and making sure we check the polyps. That's what you do. You biopsy them. You make sure if they are cancerous. This wasn't a breast cancer analysis saying, well, you have it in your family. Like, everybody has to make decisions based on their own individual health, experience and also backgrounds. That's what you have to start learning. And I would say to you, the thing that saved my life was early detection. Mm-hmm. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. So the more you put off something like that, just the more it's not a boogeyman. Mm-hmm. It's like I go every 6 months. It's like clockwork just to make sure. And this time I went and I had no polyps.
Wow, that's awesome.
I mean, it's so weird how the universe happens.
I'm doing what I can do.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I think I honestly feel like the universe has you talking to me right now, because I was just saying it's like the universe is sending you to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
it's a fear.
Yeah.
And it's a fear that we're very common with. If we don't look at something, it doesn't exist. But that's not the way life is it?
It's not. But it's wonderful. It's wonderful to have somebody like you as a spokesperson, though, for something so important for women, and people, all people, really, of our age.
Didn't you think colon cancer was far more male? I thought it was I didn't even think colon,
right.
Like colon guard, get your colon. And don't waste your time doing those virtual things. Don't do any of that.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because they can't go in and cut immediately, and you want that thing biopsied. So all you're doing is spending the money to get the colon guard, the visual, the virtual, and all that, and then they're like, now you got to go for a colonoscopy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
I really do feel like you were saying it's a wonderful to have a real spokesperson, somebody that you've known, you feel like you've known your whole life, that's been through it, and you really and for you, you're cancer free now. Right. And
at the moment.
Wonderful.
Yes,
wonderful. Congratulations. But you went through you were in the hospital for a month from an infection, right?
There's that. And that is because when the surgery was taking place, there was a lot of stresses on my particular doctor and things, and I don't really go into it, but they obviously hit an artery, something that was not part of my program, and made me have a hematoma. I created a hematoma. All the fluid had to go somewhere. So that's what got me sick. I got an infection.
It happens.
You open yourself up,
yeah, it happens.
shit's gonna happen.
But you know what? It's awesome. You look amazing today. And like you said, you're disciplined, you treat yourself, you're very health conscious, and you have, what I've heard you say, I don't know, you can tell me, but a new lease on life.
Completely.
Wonderful. We're so happy to be talking to you today.
Yeah. Let's change the subject a little bit. Recently, some of your merchandise was appraised on Pawn Stars. What was that experience like?
You try doing an auction, and then when you get a call from Rick, and he's like, "You want to come on Pawn Stars and see if we, if I like anything?" I'm like, "What does that even mean?" He goes, "I'm going to get a room for us at the Venetian. You come on in there. I want to see some of those items. I'm shooting I'm starting a new season." And I was like, "Hell yeah, I love it." I mean. And then you meet this guy who's so brilliant. I know he looks like he was hanging out with Pa and Ma, and that's all that. But, think about his knowledge. Think about the knowledge he has on pieces. And then he low-blowed me, and I go, "Rick, get a life. It's not happening." But I said, but you are so into this American. I had that Star Spangled Banner American flag bustier, and I go, "I'm not sure what the freak you're going to do with this, but I'm sure you'll find a happy home for it." And there you go. You ain't getting sell it to my heart skirt for freaking $2,500.
That's awesome.
That is so awesome.
What a fun
New York
experience.
Wave came out. I'm like, suck it. Get out of here.
I was just going to say, did he not know you were a New Yorker? You were like, please, don't try to lowball
Now,
me.
when I speak like this, they clearly know. And he was like, okay.
That's so fun.
No low blows.
I love that, though. That was so fun that you did that. I mean, where you don't expect to see Taylor Dayne at Pawn Stars.
Well, I have an auction coming up. You know, it's like you have so much stuff after a while, touring things and items. And some of that particular auction that we did, that was probably, you know, that's the start. I have another one coming up, and some of those items are offered. But, you know, that's memorabilia. That's like pieces of jewels to me.
Oh, that's so awesome. When is your next auction? How do people find it?
It'll come up on my website very shortly.
Okay.
We're probably in the midst. That's why we did the Rick
little
show.
teaser.
So
I love it.
And some people can get it's from the last 5 years. A lot of the material, a lot of the costumes are from the Love Me tour that I did.
Cool. That's so cool.
Whatever little bit of, you know, COVID we got out there, and then during the final, like, you know, late 22, 23, 24, and 25. And now I have all new costumes, whole new show, and
we can't wait to see it.
I know. I'm very excited. Okay, you know where else I saw you?
Paramount. Exactly.
At the Paramount on February 20th. You know where else I saw you recently, Taylor? And all of our listeners will know, like, I'm a huge Bachelor franchise person. And I especially love the Golden Bachelor franchise part and Golden Bachelorette. It's so cute. And then I'm like, oh my God, Taylor Dayne is doing their high school reunion or their high school prom.
I love it.
When they asked me to do that, and Joan, you know, obviously was on the other, the last season, and I was like, oh my God, this, like, I've watched this. Like, I watched this. So like we're consumed with the Golden Bachelorette. Like, we were consumed. And I was like, absolutely. Be
so
the
cute.
prom.
That is so awesome.
Oh, it was so perfect. And I loved Joan. But then all the guys are like flexing. They were like, oh, I dated Taylor Dayne. I'm like, what?
Dude, I was like, I'm in makeup and hair. I don't even know who you are. And he goes, we met off a Hinge, and you know, you came and met me on the boat. Did he not say that? Like,
yes. I love that.
I don't know what
to
you
you.
edited.
You're like,
and I was like, dude, it's probably true. But you know me, I was coming in and out of town. I was just checking the Hinge, see who's
available.
I was on a boat. But this guy says this on national TV, and he's on a date with another woman.
Yeah, you're like, please.
I hope she didn't pick him.
Yeah, please. She
but
did
I mean,
not.
God bless, you know.
Yeah,
God
what a
bless.
dumb move to tell her. And then he told her. Like, does she think that
did
that's a flex? I mean, you wish. First of all, you wish. So, but here's what I was thinking, Taylor, is you're still single though, right?
No, I am dating somebody for the last 2 years.
Oh, I was like, you should be our next Golden Bachelorette.
I mean, I don't have a ring, but I mean, you know, we do a lot of good, we're having a lot of fun.
Oh, good for you.
Great.
Well, it's almost Valentine's Day, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. You never know, right? No, but I just thought you were so awesome on that show, and I was dying when those guys were trying to flex like they dated you, and you were like,
so
I don't know
was
you.
dying. But dude, he's coming through the curtain to talk to me, and I'm like,
during hair and makeup, like that's so crazy.
and even like, this is so no.
Cringe.
Yeah.
Cringe.
Oh, man.
Oh my God, you must get it out of the woodwork. I'm sure it happens constantly. You're like, just please.
Back away.
I know.
You know, we're women, and it's different. When a man, you know, a man hitting on a woman, it's so different than when a woman is sitting there and really wants somebody to, you know, hit on her.
You're right.
Yeah.
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 Well, you're a beautiful woman. I'm sure that happens
All
to you
our
all the time.
girlfriends are like, oh no, he's mine. I saw him first. I'm like, oh God, get
You're
over
like,
yourself.
Yeah, good luck.
Okay, so you grew up on Long Island, which I'm a born and raised Long Islander, and we know Kristen's a transplant. But your fans love you not just for your voice, but also your Long Island roots. How has your upbringing in Long Island influenced your music?
Well, I was, you know, I'm a New York girl. I say that, you know, I spent majority of my childhood in Long Island. I was born in New York City.
Yeah.
Then for the first 4 years in the Bronx, and then Long Island, because for my parents, think about it, it was finally getting a yard.
Yeah.
I know.
Not Queens, not
Right.
Bronx. They got a yard, and it was still an apartment building.
Aw.
But we had a little square, and to me, the first thing I could think about what was so different about that and what I loved about it was that I could have a guinea pig. I could have nature. I could see it. I saw turtles in the back, like in the back by the dump, or Wildcats. And what Long Island meant to me was that we were so close to the city that I really could see what was going on. The music was ever present in our childhood. WABC music, the radio stations. And I knew it wasn't like we were cut off in this other part of the world. So we were really close to the culture and the arts and what was going on in the city. And my parents were really avid theater goers. And so I was there a lot.
Yeah, it's the best thing about, one of the best things about Long Island is our proximity to New York City and being able to go and experience it, but then come home and have a little bit of, space around us.
Yeah,
greenery.
Exactly. That was really the plan. It was an hour and 50. It was an hour, and you could take the train right in the Long Island Railroad.
Ronkonkoma. Next stop. Do you ever hear the Ronkonkoma? Remember that?
Ronkonkoma, Baldwin, Merrick.
Yes, she's naming them all.
Downstream. And that's the Golden Boys were. I could just think of every exit. Rockville Center, Joan Jett, and so many artists were coming and rehearsing there. And that was what I saw as a kid. I was like, oh man, Joan Jett's in that rehearsal studio, or Billy Joel's over there. Then I learned. Yeah. I grew up on the South Shore. Then I was like, the North Shore.
Such a difference.
I'm
a South Shore girl.
The money.
Yeah.
And more than that, that was like, you made it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you made it for sure. So Taylor, if you don't mind,
North Shore.
Well, do you come back? Do you ever come back off other than performing? Do you come?
Girl, how do you get away from the Hamptons? It's Long Island.
Yeah.
Of course I came back. I came back for so many years, and I raised, when my kids were born, I said, of course, I have my family, friends. Aww. My brother still lives in Long Island. My other brother lives in New York City. It's like, of course, Aww. Long Island, no, my girlfriend Celeste, God help us all. It's always the Hamptons. So in the summer, I've been, of course.
All right, of course. Where else would you be on Long Island? You're so right. So we'll see you at your show, but also next time you come, we should hang out. We're going to be those people remember Taylor?
Right? We're going to come behind the curtain and be like, remember us?
You never know after the show. Huntington is a great spot.
Right.
It's a great town. When I lived in Huntington, I lived in Lloyd Harbor. I lived in Huntington because to me it was one of the better spots on Long Island, heading to the Hamptons, if you will.
I love it. Okay, so we're just going to play a real quick game with you, if you don't mind, about Long Island. Just a couple of questions. So this game we call, it's how you doing or forget about it. Okay? So we're going to ask you a couple things, and if you like it, you're like, how you doing? And if you don't like it, you say,
forget about it.
Okay.
So Long Island bagels.
Oh. How you going?
Yeah.
Long Island Expressway.
I just knew you. How you going? Goldberg.
Best bagels.
Best.
Okay.
What?
I said that was the best. Long Island Expressway.
Forget about it.
I deal with the 405. I can't forget about it.
Yeah, it's not as bad when you're in LA, right? It's the same everywhere. I know. Long Islanders love to complain.
Worst.
Okay. Folding your pizza.
Forget about it.
Thank you.
What?
Thank you, Sharon.
What?
No.
Yeah, thank you.
You got to fold it.
No.
To eat it.
Not like half. I've seen people go, wham, no. I want those tastes. I want that. No, I'm with her.
Yeah.
I'm with her.
That's my girl.
Fine. All right.
No.
Snow days on Long Island.
Oh, the best.
Aww.
How you doing?
How you doing? I love it.
How you doing? We love that.
Well, we love you.
Yes, we can't wait to see you.
I can't even tell you what an honor it is to talk to you. And I want to thank you for all the incredible music that you've given us. And you're a true Long Island gem, part of the music and Hall of Fame here on Long Island, Entertainment Music Hall of Fame. We love ourselves some Taylor Dayne. We'll see you February 20th.
I can't wait. I'd love to meet you girls. That would be awesome.
And that would be awesome.
And all of our listeners, please do follow our Instagram because we're giving away two tickets. And you can also see Taylor. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you, darling.
We told you. She's amazing.
She's amazing.
Loved her. She was so fun and she's total Long Island girl.
Yeah. And it's like natural, like just if like the relationship was that, automatically there. But I have to laugh because I was like, I fell asleep to that song. And she was like, that's interesting. And I'm like, I have to explain it more because when I was younger, my sister's bedroom was in the basement and she had a waterbed. Remember the waterbed?
I had a waterbed.
Yeah.
I loved my waterbed.
Amazing heated waterbed.
Yes.
And I would go down and sleep in the basement with her because like we all shared, there's 10 of us. So we're just, shifting rooms. But that's what she would play music at night.
Aww.
And that's what we would listen to. She would like that
on the
mixtape.
waterbed with the heater. The thing about the waterbeds, they would also, they're cold. You can turn the heater
horrible
off.
Was it when?
Oh, in Arizona?
Oh, it was probably amazing.
I moved it like my first year because I had it in high school, and then I moved it, and then I think it made it into one apartment, and then it's waterbed. What happened to waterbeds? What happened to the waterbed?
Isn't that funny?
I think they were a huge hazard.
Yeah, you think about it, like
just terrible for your back,
terrible for your posture. Also, probably like huge fire hazard, right? Like if it pops,
fire, water, and plus the weight.
The weight of it. You couldn't move that thing.
I don't even know. Anyway, but I had one and I loved it until I didn't. So funny thing. Also, one more thing I was going to. Anyway, so Taylor was amazing. Loved her. Her show's February 20th at Huntington. And also, get this. We're doing, as we do, 2 tickets. We almost forgot. We're giving tickets away, 2 tickets to go see the iconic, epic Taylor Dayne. And just follow our social for that. Which social is it going to be on, Michael?
It'll be Long Island Tea Podcast and Discover Long Island. We also have a giveaway going on at Northport Hotel. That'll be done when this is going on. And we just announced our Baker House giveaway. We have giveaways going.
My God.
We're like Oprah again.
We are like Oprah.
We're like Oprah. And I'm like, I want to enter these giveaways. Yeah. I'm like jealous. Mm-hmm. And people are loving it.
I know they are. It's awesome.
And we just talked about, we have a bunch of stuff coming up with UBS Arena. We're giving away a bunch of stuff with that. So you've got to follow our socials and make sure you're following them. Turn your notifications on. Okay. So, but go real quick. One other thing I noticed when I was planting fields. Did you watch The Diplomat?
No.
That show? Oh, so good with Carrie Russell.
Is it on Peacock?
I don't know.
Probably. I don't have whatever program you have. I don't have, and you have all these amazing shows. It
was so good where she's like the London ambassador, but she was in the CIA. I love it. I love Carrie Russell. But they just filmed some Diplomat at the planting fields.
Oh, that's so cool.
For the new season.
That's awesome.
I'm super pumped about it. I love that. That's a good show. Yeah. If you have not watched Diplomat, I highly recommend. Okay, so what else is going on? So other than skiing, what else is going on with you?
Oh, with me?
Or just in general. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. We can talk about our friends on the East End.
Okay, we're going to talk about what to do this weekend.
Yeah.
If you don't already have plans.
Yes.
Or if you decide not to go skiing.
Yeah. So this weekend on the East End is brought to you by our fabulous sponsor, East End Getaway. Friday, February, I was going to say December. I'm going back. February 21st, have a funcation winter camp at the Long Island Aquarium, winter wildlife camp at the Quag Wildlife Refuge, and environmental art week at East End Arts. And then Saturday, February 22nd is Cabin Fever Music Series at Raphael Vineyard and Winery, Saturday and Sunday. And take a trip out east to Riverhead Tanger Outlets where you can find incredible deals on designer items, great food, and even better shopping.
Yeah, I love the Tanger Outlets out there.
I love them.
I do too.
They're just amazing. I love the setup of them because you just park and you walk.
Yep.
It's awesome.
You walk right there. Mm-hmm. And they've got some good stores.
They do.
So thank you to our partners, eastendgetaway.com, for always making sure we know what.
Nothing.
Oh, you looked at me weird.
No,
I'm like, what did I say wrong?
Nothing. I was going to interrupt you.
Okay.
But I'm not. Sorry.
You looked at me and you're like Duke. You're like, like when you
also, I probably just like woke up.
I'm like, what? What did I say? You looked at me. I was like,
sorry.
It's eastendgetaway.com, right?
Yes.
Okay, you made me feel like I was crazy. But that's the kind of week it's been. I'm like literally quite like, where am I?
We're
is this
jumpy?
right? We are jumpy.
We are jumpy.
And it's crazy. So I'm just going to wrap up because that was just such an awesome episode with Taylor Dayne. I still am kind of like in a surreal moment that we had that conversation. And I'm really looking forward to her show. So real quick, did you hear that it's a little celebrity? Christie Brinkley is coming out with her tell-all.
No.
Christie Brinkley, a good Long Island girl. By the way, she's 71.
I was just going to say, how old is she? Because, oh my God.
What the actual?
How?
She looks so good. And the name of the book? Uptown Girl.
Yeah. Yes, I'm so excited.
I know. So we just love our Long Island girls and performers and artists and musicians and models and just our community. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. We'll all be rushing out. I'll have to read the book and then we'll have to give you some. Can we get Christie Brinkley on to promote her book?
I'll add it to my list.
Yes.
Michael. Oh my God. You know what? I remember her saying someone in an interview that her secret to youth is her hair. She gets her hair, I think she gets filler in her hair. So the halos that I've been trying on.
Okay, that's funny.
I don't know. We'll have to ask her.
Yes.
She looks so good.
She does look so good. Real quick, did you see Dr. Joy Moy's TikTok recently about natural, did you see that with the banana peel? Oh my God. She saw somebody on TikTok saying it was good for your skin and it's a natural luminescent and things in the peel of the banana.
Yeah.
So she did a TikTok of her rubbing the banana. It was
Does
so
it work?
funny. I don't know.
Oh my God.
But she believed in it because it's all natural.
Oh my God. No, I got to watch.
It's so funny.
I've got to find out more. I'll go to follow Dr. Joy Moy's TikTok to see if it works.
Yes.
We love you guys and we'll see you next week. We've got so much content coming up, but keep tuning in.
See you next week.
The Long Island Tea Podcast is brought to you by Discover Long Island, thanks to our generous sponsor, Sands New York. Visit sandsnewyork.com for more information. For exclusive access to contests and promotions, follow Long Island Tea Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and X. And for questions, comments, and collaborative inquiries, email spillthetea@discoverlongisland.com.